Hey guys, Rob from Ultimate Diesel Tuning. Today I want to talk to you about the Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series. They're a very popular model that we custom dyno tune here at Ultimate Diesel Tuning, and they're a fantastic rig. However, one of the downsides to owning one of these is the operation of its transmission. So let's talk about this today. If you own one, you most likely know exactly what I'm talking about, and you find a fair bit of frustration with the shifting patterns of the transmission while driving on the highway. It just doesn't want to shift into 6th gear and stay there. With the transmission in standard form, the shift points for the higher gears are just set too high in the rev range, so at too high a speed. On the highway, it almost feels like it's just a struggle to sit in 6th gear. The transmission is constantly locking and unlocking the torque converter, shifting out of 6th at the slightest incline, and at times it's unwilling to shift into 6th. This constant hunting between 5th and 6th gears, as well as flaring the converter, can cause excessive fuel economy, and the oil temperature of your auto transmission will increase as well, as it puts extra strain on the transmission. To solve this problem, your 200 series will benefit from one of our trans packs. This includes a transmission lockup kit and a transmission ECU remap, otherwise known as a trans tune. Behind me, we've got a 2020 Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series, which we've just fitted the trans pack to. So let me show you what it's all about. These transmission lockup kits are great as they'll achieve a much more direct drive through the transmission. The kit will lock the transmission torque converter, preventing it from flaring and stopping that constant hunting caused by the converter locking and unlocking. Combining this with our transmission ECU retune, we'll adjust the shift points down and smooth out the gear changes. This will make your 200 series engage 6th gear earlier, hold 6th gear longer up moderate inclines. It will make it a lot nicer to drive and will also make your cruise control function a lot more usable too. And on top of that, the fuel economy will improve and the temp of your trans oil will come down as well. The switch included in this pack looks factory and fits right beside all the other switches in your 200 series. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the transmission lockup kit off. I'm also going to remove the transmission ECU remap out of the vehicle so that it's completely standard, and when we go out on the highway, you'll be able to see what it shifts like between 5th and 6th gear. Then we're going to pull over, I'm going to turn the transmission lockup kit back on and reload the tune in the transmission back into the vehicle. And then we're going to go for a drive, and for you guys, you'll see such a difference in this vehicle. Okay, so we're now locked up in 6th gear, and as we hit a bit of a crest, we're starting to drive up, and just a slight modulation on the throttle, it's gone back to 5th gear. Now we're doing 2200 RPMs up the hill. So we're just holding throttle about 95 to 100 k's an hour, but it's doing about 2300 RPM. And there we go, it's clicked back into 6th gear again as we go down the hill. So you can see again, the car's now gone back into 5th gear as we go along the road. It's gone back up 2000 RPMs at 100 k's an hour, and it's holding that 5th gear again. And it's dropped back to 6th. So within a kilometre, the vehicle's gone from 5th to 6th, and we've maintained 100 kilometres an hour. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually load the transmission file into the ECU, as well as we'll be activating the transmission lockup kit, okay? All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to drive exactly the same roads on the M1 highway on the Gold Coast and show you the difference between the transmission tune and the kit locked up, and show you the difference how it holds that 6th gear. Okay, we're back in the same part of the road which we headed with the car standard without the transmission lockup kit. We're doing 100 k's an hour, 1500 RPM, and we're about to hit that rise where we noticed last time it kicked back to 5th gear. So I'm maintaining speed at 100 kilometers an hour, and we're heading up the rise right now. So we're still in top gear, and with the transmission lockup kit and the trans tune, we should see the vehicle now will just hold that 6th gear all the way up the top of the hill and not kick back. All right, we're pretty much nearly at the top of the hill. The car's still doing 100 kilometers an hour, and it's held that 1500 RPMs, where the last time we saw it go to 2100 RPMs. Perfect. Has done exactly what it should have done. Held the gear, hasn't dropped it back to 5th, and it's an absolute pleasure to drive where it's not hunting between 5th and 6th gear. And this is to show you the comparison of what the transmission kit's like with the transmission tune and the difference to standard, because as you saw, it was kicking back and hunting between 5th and 6th. We've been able to maintain on the same road, the same gear. The benefits, like we mentioned, is we're not seeing increase in transmission temperature. We're not having the car hunting between 5th and 6th. And the biggest one, which everyone loves, is they see a saving in fuel from doing so. Okay, we're now heading north on the M1 and we're doing 100 kilometers an hour. Again, the car's doing 1500 RPM. We're about to hit a bit of an incline, but with the trans pack, as we've seen, the car will just hold that 6th gear, not dropping back at all into 5th. So we're going up that incline now. Again, it hasn't moved, just on 100 k's an hour, holding that top gear of 6th in the 200 series. Over this crest, there's another hill that's a little bit steeper, and I want to go up that because that's where it really flared, went right back into 5th gear. And it's actually a 110 kilometre zone, but we'll just maintain a consistent speed exactly the same as we did last time. It's a lot steeper hill. As we start going up the rise, we're just holding the car. You can see from the tacho, the car is going up here and we're in 6th gear going up. Okay, no load on the vehicle, just going up here nicely, maintaining that 100 kilometres an hour. This was the exact spot where it really flared last time, going over 2100 RPM. And again, this time it hasn't kicked back, which is such a pleasure to drive. So we're at the top of the hill, again, in that 110 zone. We can see we can just ease the throttle on to bring the speed up to 110. Doesn't kick back at all, maintains top gear, and we're coasting down the other side. The trans pack comprises of 2 elements. The first is a transmission lockup kit, and what the transmission lockup kit does is locks the torque converter up from 80 kilometers an hour upwards, and below that is unlocked. The transmission tune gives a nicer shifter within the transmission, dropping the shift points so that the car easily changes into 6th gear earlier, and make sure that we don't see it dropping into 5th gear like we saw earlier today in the test. What I want to show you is actually the difference of the vehicle on the highway at 90 k's an hour with the transmission lockup kit on and off. So you'll see the revs change by pressing the button on and off. That means it would have actually kicked back to 5th, but instead with the lockup kit on, it actually holds the gear like it is now. Alright guys, I thought I'd do this video today for all you 200 series owners out there and show you how we can really fix the transmission from stopping it from hunting between 5th and 6th gear. If you're towing with your 200 series, a caravan or a boat, or just all around touring in it, you'll really benefit from an Ultimate Diesel Tuning Trans Pack. You'll be absolutely wrapped with the results. For further information and pricing, please give us a call or drop into one of our performance centres in Brisbane, Gold Coast and Melbourne. And remember, subscribe to us on YouTube at Ultimate Diesel Tuning.